Hey, good morning, everybody. We are in southern Utah today, outside of Holt Canyon, and we are continuing a little bit of exploration that we did earlier in the year. We made a big circle back there and walked down that hill by those, let's see, can you see it? By that brown power pole, and we found some pretty good jasper and like nodule geodes, and they're pretty good. I like them. You can watch that video right here. So we're out here again today to walk around and look for some fun colors of jasper. And I already know there's good stuff over there. So if we don't find anything really good hiking around in a new area, well, we're gonna go over there and do maybe a little digging, some scratching around for some good stuff, and see what we come up with. What do you think? Think we'll find something? We'll find some jasper?
Seems likely.
I think it's very likely. We're basically parking on some jasper there. It is the middle of August, and it's a super lovely morning out here today. Well, hopefully those don't turn into a thunderstorm on us too quickly, but it should be good, and find some interesting material. Not that.
Something.
So when we were here last, I did cut and polish up a couple of these, and they're actually really, really nice. So I think since we don't have anything yet, I think we need to take this, Sarah. It's first agate of the day. Okay. It's going to be a good luck agate.
Something to discard later when we
something to ditch up on the hill later. I don't think I've seen any like amygdaloidal anything up here before, so that's kind of neat. Not taking it, but neat. Very pretty out, but if we go down, we have to come back up.
I know.
That little kind of blonde knoll over there is where we crested over coming from the south before. We can kind of zigzag around in here. We'll try to not step on any of these cactuses. That looks like a different type of cactus than we've seen, by the way.
Yeah.
One thing that has been really interesting about this area has been, we've came here a lot. Now, if you've been a viewer of the channel for any length of time, you know generally we go to places like once, twice-ish. This area we've gone to a number of times, probably more than most. I find it really interesting, the different variations in the jasper and nodules that you can find here. But it's just kind of been a cool experience to finally go someplace a lot of different times and be like, oh, we're going to walk up this valley. We're going to walk up this little canyon. That's not something we've really done before. What are your thoughts on that? Because we know people that have done that, like out by Red Top and different places, but we've never personally done it.
Yeah. It's fun to learn a little more about a place and see how the main spot that people always go to is the main spot for a reason.
We found some good stuff, like Pinto Quarry.
Yeah.
Like there's good stuff, but yeah, there's usually a main spot for a reason. And it seems like we've done more, I guess, finding where not to go.
Yeah.
Where not to go and observation of cool cactuses. We've done a lot of that here. More scraggly agate. It's okay. That's like mostly quartz in that. So there's some more broken fragments here, like this. Not really a cuttable piece. It's not even that hot out. She's panting like she's dying.
Yeah, 'cause she's maximum pulling.
Chill out. So, lots and lots of jasper to pick from. And before, when we were here, I got 2 pieces that I wish I got more of, where they're kind of like a block, and they cut really nicely, and everything about them was good. Like, if this was more block shaped, that would be excellent. So, if we can try to find some of those, maybe dig in here a little bit. There's obviously a tree here, and that's kind of what you're seeing here, is that fell out and churned up with the ground. So the colors here are really nice, and if we can find something that has some interesting textures and patterns to cut, I'll be very pleased. Some of this, like, it's hard to tell if it's going to cut nicely. Like, I got a couple of pieces here that absolutely exploded in the saw, and that looks good, but, like, is it? Is it good? It's like you could just kind of pop this stuff out here. Well, like that piece right there with that color,
Yeah.
I think would look absolutely wonderful if it was a little bit bigger.
Oh, yeah, you've got that little corner,
Yeah.
but it's kind of an awkward shape. If only this one was bigger, it's so good.
Oh, that is really good. Yeah. If only it was bigger.
Like,
There's the big ones.
where's the big ones?
Yeah. Keep popping stuff out, and it's like flat or a weird shape. Or it's got a fracture.
You got a shovel? Go dig, do some digging, or
We did bring a shovel.
yeah.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
I think one of the best things that I've done, and in hindsight, I probably should have done it sooner, is start doing intarsia work, because it allows you to use a minimal amount of material and be maximum happy with it. Like, we can come out on a day like today, and if I find 2 good rocks, like if we take this rock here as an example, and imagine this being cut into like slabs that are like 1/8 inch thick. That's like so many slabs. So you really get to like maximize your material, and also in turn be really picky about said material, so you're not bringing home junk in hopes of it being good. Now here, when we were here last time, the kind of 2 really good keepers that I got, one kind of exploded and one ended up being a little more maroon than I wanted. Like, I'm still going to use it, but I can kind of come in here now and be like, oh, I want pieces that have like a more butterscotchy appearance to it. And if we look at this one rock, although it's rather small, the size of pieces that I'm working with, you could potentially get them out of this. But having a more blocky rock that's like that in size would be a little more ideal. So, a little more ideal. Not this piece though. Like, imagine that pattern being in a bigger rock. Like a more blocky, rectangle, brick size piece. That would be excellent. You get so many like cool patterns and textures out of that. Those 2 pieces are decent. That's got some, I mean, it's little, which is not ideal, but that's kind of a nice butterscotch colored piece. Maybe we'll move some of this wood out of the way and dig around in this, because some of these, like, look at, that's kind of what I was talking about. And I think if I give this a whack, if it stays together, that might be worth coming and getting some interesting pieces. I don't know about that. That's kind of a fracture, isn't it? Oh, maybe this would stay together. One thing I found in some of the material I cut is that those are just fully healed. So that's like a little line of quartz moved into it. I'll take that rock, I think. We'll probably high grade.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to not gamble on things and only take stuff I really think could be good. And this one might be a little bit of a gamble, but we have some decent little color in this that's focusing on it. We've got some decent little color, and it's a little, has like some nice little bits of green running through it, and it might be solid. Also, side note, these Tro and Holden hammers, I've yet to replace the handles on them, but they are both loose again. The one that I changed the handle out on, not loose. This one, loose. I might have to chop this handle off, but I'm getting a couple of decent rocks. Oh, that's a piece of wood.
Yes.
Here you go, dog. That's more up your alley. Oh, is that not good?
Oh, I don't know. It's like a little sugary
Oh,
core.
that is interesting.
This looks like it's so squared off.
You want this little agate?
Uh-uh.
Ugh. Look at that. It's not, we haven't seen anything where it's like agate in this host rock like that. Normally it's like agate in like jasper, like kind of blended together.
Yeah, that's kind of blended together. I don't know why I have that one.
Pocket rocks.
Look at that one. But this one,
Oh, I didn't see that.
little
Oh.
seam.
That's kind of fun. Wonder if that coating would be able to come off. Is that just like iron? So we first came to Utah in 2020. And one of the things that I guess I didn't fully realize or appreciate about Utah is just how green it is year round. You know, you think of Utah and you think of the desert, and there's like the West Desert near Salt Lake, and that's often what people think of. But the rest of the state has mountains and hills, and it sure is green year round, and it's quite pleasant, way more pleasant than what I thought I was coming to, well, 5 years ago. I'm not going to take this, but that's like the most adorable little nodule. We collected some fun rocks. We're going to go do some more exploring around here. Often people ask, what do I do with all of these rocks? Well, when we head back to the shop, we're not just going to look at them cleaned up. I'm going to show you exactly what I do with these, how and why. I'm prepping material to do future Intarsia projects, and maybe even a Comesso project. I don't know. We'll see how good I can get at this stuff. But either the next shot will be back in the shop, or, well, there's a lot of area out here. Like, see all of this? We can go cruise around here and just scope some stuff out. Maybe it'll just be me and Sarah. Maybe you'll come along. These are the rocks that we brought back, and if you're looking at these and been like, well, that's not a whole lot of rocks, well, you would be correct, and I do that intentionally. Now, I think it'll be made more clear once we process some of this rock down, and that's the plan today out here in the shop. I'm going to be cutting this into very, very thin slices, looking for some very specific colors that I can use in some future Intarsia work. If you don't know what Intarsia is, well, a little bit beyond the scope of this video, but basically it is an additive lapidary process where you take a whole bunch of little rocks and stick them together to make seamless, interesting designs. And part of that is locating the colors that you need. Think of it like if a painter had to go get all of the actual pigments and then make the paint. This is the acquisition of the pigment, and now we're going to be making the paint. And over here on my not so frequently used welding table, I'll show you a little bit of an example of what that can look like. Malachite, red jasper, basalt, dolomite, turquoise, some very thin slices of agate, and stuff waiting to be cut as I start to fill out that painter's palette so that I can come over and grab exactly what I need. It'd be nice to fill this little carton out with some more thin red jasper, as well as get some different browns and yellows going in here. Look at that pretty piece. So we're gonna fire up the saw and start slabbing that stuff. I've been doing some cutting, and I got some good examples of some of the rocks. Obviously there's more rocks than I cut up, but I think it's interesting to see the variety of material that you can have sitting next to, like these rocks were sitting next to each other. So,
yeah.
And there's still like some, like this one that's primarily really brown. I think it's important to point out a couple of things here. Earlier I was, talking about Intarsia and doing a little, I guess, searching for different colors, patterns, and textures. And I wanted to show you a couple of examples and why I want stuff like this, because it has a lot of interesting uses. Here's a couple of example pieces. Like if I wanted to replace that sodalite around the outside with this red jasper, I could, or this kind of sleep one. This one's UV reactive, but I only need a little tiny sliver of a piece to be able to do work like this. So really, it's not about having a ton of 50 slabs of this stuff, right? Like that's not the goal. The goal is really to have a variety of materials to be able to mix and match things and get cool contrast and colors and textures and patterns to choose from. So, yes, they look better. What? Rhodonite from Washington. I guarantee you, you don't have any of that. Bubble opal, wildfire opal, reconstituted turquoise, basalt, dolomite, malachite. But if you start looking at how these colors can contrast each other, it gives more meaning to finding interesting things like that, I guess. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this because I don't really need much. I want a nice little selection of a lot of things. I already have a bunch of the red stuff, but I just kind of cut some of that up so that we could see it.
Yeah, this price has kind of white.
Yeah, I would say white is a relatively uncommon jasper color, like these light colors, and you can see how this stuff could be cut up and I guess book matched together even, and you could do all kinds of interesting stuff with this. So just because the rock kind of looked like that on the outside does not mean it's not worth picking up and cutting. So you found some agates.
A couple. Not the most impressive.
To be fair, though, we didn't spend a lot of time there looking for agates. But it does seem like everywhere in the greater Holt area, you can find agates with nice little banding, especially out at Pinto Quarry. Spending time out there, there's a ton. I don't know if we need to go back there. I have almost a gallon of different nodules and stuff. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Some of these have some really cool colors to them. I like the texture. And if you imagine, if I'm trying to make something like this, the amount of little slices that you can get out of even a slab of this size, there's a lot there.
Yeah, we did pretty good for what? How many square feet did we even
Well, some of it
collect
was
from?
picked up outside of that area, but overall I'm pretty stoked with it. And go check out the website. There's the web listing for Holt linked down below. There are some claims in the area. I talked about that in a previous video, which you can go over there and see. And I think we'll be heading back out there in the future. I did cut up some other stuff from out there. And, you know, like there's some very interesting Jaspers to be found.